In recent news, the situation between NMP and Malena has taken another turn, with ASMON now weighing in on why he believes Nick shouldn't be surprised that Malena has started speaking publicly. For the past month, Nick has been publicly discussing Malena and their relationship, including a video that gained significant attention online. And according to ASMON, if Nick has been talking about Malena publicly for weeks, it shouldn't come as a shock that she would eventually want to respond and tell her side of the story. But ASMON also addressed one of the biggest points being debated online, when Nick and Malena actually started dating, talking about Malena underage. Here's ASMON's response.
About Malena's age when they started dating? The reality is that, so a lot of people are accusing Nick of starting to date Malena whenever they were underage. I want to say that every single person knew this. And you know how everybody knew this? This is called a calculator, okay? And what you can do inside of a calculator is you can take a number, like let's say the number is, and then you could minus, let's say, 13 from 30. That's, everybody has this tool. And I don't even know if this is true. I have no idea. So, I mean, and this has been going on forever. Nick's been around for 10 years. He's had Malena around for 10 years. And calculators scaring me? Exactly. Everyone approved? Yeah, I mean, people generally didn't care. They obviously didn't care. Isn't it what you consider grooming? I think people generally turn a blind eye. They don't really care about it a lot because they were dating for like 10 years afterwards, right? So it didn't really seem predatory in the same way. I don't know if Malena is going to try to use that as an angle or something like that. I have no idea. But, you know, that's pretty much what I could see happening, definitely. What's their age gap? If you want me to be honest, I don't even know. I think it's like 6 years, like 5 or 6 years. But I'm pretty sure. I'm 36. I originally thought this was weird. And then I talked to my dad about it. And my dad said when I was 24, I was dating a 42-year-old. And when I was 42, I was dating a 24-year-old. And I was like, wait a minute, wasn't I born when you were 43? So I've dated girls that are a lot younger than me too. And you know, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry at all. But they'll all be over the age of 18, okay? So I don't know really what else to say.
Viewers agreed with ASMON's argument that Nick had spent weeks discussing Malena publicly, and therefore shouldn't be surprised that she eventually responded. One commenter argued that Nick had effectively used the divorce and the surrounding controversy for content, so Malena should be allowed to tell her side of the story as well. But others strongly disagreed with ASMON's comments about the timeline. One response specifically questioned the statement that every single person knew this, pointing to the very different public reactions surrounding other creators involved in relationships with underage people. That comparison brought the discussion toward the broader question of whether knowing about something privately is the same as publicly accepting or condoning it. Others pushed back in the opposite direction, posting calculations of Nick and Malena's ages around the time they say the relationship began. One screenshot circulating online claims they began dating in November 2013, putting Nick at around 22 and Malena at around 17. The NMP and Malena divorce controversy has now pulled Ms. Keefe into the conversation after he publicly reacted to the renewed discussion surrounding their relationship. As the debate over Malena speaking out continued, Ms. Keefe addressed one of the biggest points being discussed online, the age gap between Nick and Malena when they began dating. Ms. Keefe questioned how old Nick was when Malena was 16, responding that Nick would have been around 21 or 22 at the time.
Guess what? She was 16 in 2012.
How old was Nick when she was 16? 21 or 22. Yikes. These people are the reason, and the people, by the way, that got the whole world to hate me. These people.
One of the biggest criticisms was that Ms. Keefe was allegedly leaving out the fact that he was reportedly comfortable with the situation while he was still part of the group. One commenter argued that Ms. Keefe shouldn't now present the situation differently when, according to their claim, he had previously been accepting of it. Another person went even further, arguing that Ms. Keefe himself is responsible for much of the hatred directed toward him and that he shouldn't blame other people for his reputation. A separate reaction focused specifically on Ms. Keefe's claim that the people involved were responsible for the wider backlash against him. The commenter argued that Ms. Keefe himself is the reason people dislike him rather than the people he was referring to. So the community reaction ultimately split into two sides. One side agreed with Ms. Keefe that there was a double standard and questioned why the people who knew about the relationship at the time are now being treated differently. The other side argued that Ms. Keefe's own history and actions shouldn't be ignored, particularly if he was aware of the situation previously.
Okay. I think it's on you, Tony.
It is
on your
literally right in front of me,
Yeah.
Oh! Oh my god.
Yeah, oh my god, did you hear that?
That's a
Did you guys see that?
God. Yeah, I saw that, dude. That was cinema. Holy. That was straight out of a movie.
Up top, Mark, up top.
Yep, seen.
That was fucking nuts.
That was actually cinema.
That was actually insane looking.
XQC has now weighed in on another controversy involving Hassan Piker and QT Cinderella after footage from a live event began circulating online. The discussion centers around a song being performed that appeared to make fun of a colleague of Hassan's over comments he'd made, with the situation becoming particularly controversial because that colleague was reportedly Kai because of what he said. While reacting to the footage, XQC questioned why QT Cinderella would associate herself with what he considered this type of situation. XQC shares in the following.
I like Cutie, but what does she even associate with this? I mean, literally posing being part of this shit is just odd. I mean, it's odd. I mean, some skit at some song making fun of literally somebody, like a colleague of his being and for what he says. I mean, what world do these people live in? I mean, it's just insane. I mean, a guy who does public speaking sometimes, literally, a colleague of his gets what he says out there, and this guy is just making fun of it like that. It's just weird. Like, I don't even know where to start.
Things have now escalated after footage surfaced of Hassan and several of his podcast co-hosts appearing to sing along to a song making fun of Charlie Kirk. The clip quickly sparked backlash online, with people questioning why Hassan would participate in something like this, particularly given the serious circumstances surrounding the subject of the song. ASMON specifically called out Hassan's podcast co-hosts, including Will, QT and Austin, for sitting alongside him and clapping along. According to ASMON, the issue isn't simply that the song exists or that it's being treated as a meme. He questioned why Hassan would willingly participate in it, arguing that Hassan's past comments about political violence make the context completely different. Fire achieves peak content.
Oh
I got ice chip in my mouth. Sour.
Styled it.
Gilly, I forgot you got feedback. Thank you for the
Just
giggle.
totally styled it.
Ooh, yeah.
Woo-wee.
I'm up.
You're up. Take like 2 little steps to the right. You can stay with kind of your feet at the same altitude, but yep, exactly. Yeah, that'll make it easier. Come down a little bit.
Is that good?
That's great. How you feeling?
I feel good.
Heck yeah. All right. All you gotta do is
23-year-old Nick Polam sings a love song to his 17-year-old girlfriend.
I love lying next to you. I could do this for eternity. You and me, we're meant to be in holy matrimony. God knew what he was doing when he led me to you. When you need, I need one. I adore you. When you say you love